This is the most reset I've felt like since 2025. Okay, so a bit of a change in mood in the house and stuff. So let's get into the financial planning for the next part of the year. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I am Beth, and this week I'm going to be doing a proper mid-year reset. I need to do basically like a full life reset, I'm not gonna lie. I love to do these mid-year resets because I feel like everything I set out to do at the beginning of the year might just be a bit muddled by now, and it honestly is. I want to go over finances, career, home life, family, personal goals and stuff like that too. But the challenge for me is not just setting unrealistic goals that I can't keep on top with, that I end up feeling like I'm failing. I want to actually kind of like take it easy with the ambition that I've got and map out like whether I can actually achieve these things or not, so that I also don't end up hating the next 6 months basically. A bit of like a chill take on ambition, or at least like a realistic take on ambition, I suppose. So I'm gonna quickly get dressed, go downstairs, make a cup of coffee, probably have some Weetabix, and then get going into starting off this mid-year reset. And for once I need to not take too long getting dressed because I'm literally going nowhere today. I'm literally just working from home and then doing the school run. Yeah, I always end up spending ages picking out what I'm gonna wear so it actually matters. So let's just do that really quickly and then I can get some coffee. This might actually be the worst iced coffee I've ever drank, but the thought was there. I tried to make one. Yeah, it's not great. Anyway, I've also got my little cute, cheap candle from One Stop to set the little cozy scene of this reset. Okay, so before I jump into like everything that I want to try and get done over the next 6 months and all of that type of mentality, I want to actually like open up my calendar and look at the time that I actually have. Because if you don't know, I'm a mum of two. So I have a 4-year-old who's turning 5 in August and a 14-month-old, which just means life just looks that little bit different compared to if I was like setting goals and ambitions pre having children. Like, I hate the word balance because I just genuinely feel like it's something that we never actually meet. But what I try to do is just set realistic things for myself and just try and make myself not be too overwhelmed or stressed out, because like I say, part of doing all of this is actually enjoying the time that you have and stuff. So anyway, it is the end of June now, it's halfway through the year, and coming up first off is the 6-week summer holidays. So for us, for our school, that starts on the 20th of July, and I think it's actually like 7 weeks this year, and then we are going into like back to school early September. We'll then have the October half term and then the Christmas half term in December. I don't know about you, but it just always feels absolutely manic in the run up to Christmas. Work is typically the busiest around December. I obviously work in doing like content creation, but I think anyone in marketing, like I used to work in marketing prior to this, and December was just always absolutely manic. Everyone's running around like a headless chicken. So those are like the timings and the context that I need to bear in mind. Now, we are not going on holiday in the 6-week summer holiday. Please let me know if anyone else is not doing a holiday this like summer half term and stuff, because at first I was really nervous. I was like, how on earth are we going to find like things to do over the 6 weeks? But then also when you look at like our budget and everything and what we want to like do in the house, which I will come on to when I talk about finances, it just makes so much more sense, because holidays are so expensive in the 6 weeks. If we just actually leave ourselves like room for spending money for things to actually do while at home, while here for like the majority of the time, and keep like investing in the house so that we can actually like tick things off. So we could end up going away around the October time, so I'll keep that in mind basically. So what I'm thinking is to not set myself too much to do across July or August, and to try and see like any career type of stuff maybe start to take shape in September. That will be when I'm like mentally in this back to school type of mentality, and I'll be like, right, work and start. I'll obviously have to keep going and keep doing everything, but I'm just honestly, I'm not going to set myself any mad goals for July and August, I don't think. Now, I've got my little productivity method planner out here, and I'm just going to start brain dumping in the notes page. And honestly, like the first thing that comes to my mind on this whole like mid-year reset is actually more personal stuff. I feel like I started the year with such a focus on kind of like career, finances and everything like that, that I just totally forgot about, like I say, what life would look like along the way. And I don't know if any other mom is like this, but like for me, I just feel like I'm getting to this point where I'm just like, I have no hobbies, I barely have a social life, I don't take much time for myself. And then I also just feel like, not that looks and things like that matter, but I feel like I'm predominantly in the home, whether it be for work, with the children and stuff. And I just don't feel like I'm putting anything into myself to be like up, out, feeling good. Like, even if I just made it a little goal of like, okay, every weekend you're gonna wear an outfit that you actually like to wear, that I think would change such a picture for me in like how the week is shaped up and stuff, if I can just have like just something like that. So I think personal goals for me is going to be like the biggest one to actually like get the ball rolling with in this last half of the year, so that I can look back and feel like I've had a well-rounded year. And excitingly this week, and again, I know beauty, looks and things like that aren't the most important thing, but I am going to get a hair appointment, which sounds so stupid, right? But I have not had like any type of beauty appointment. I've not had my hair done, like anything like that, in about 2 years, because obviously before I had my son, I was pregnant and I was just like in the juggle. So that is going to be an exciting part of this like mid-year reset, and I genuinely do think that will make me feel so refreshed, like sitting in a salon for a morning this week and just getting my hair done. Like, that is just so nice. I'm also going to try and just sort out my eyebrows at home, and then for nails and stuff, I never get any nail treatments done, but I am just going to do some like press-ons I think this week as well. So we're going to do a little bit of like a beauty treat. If you don't know, I also use like Monzo saving pots, and I've been building up this little like treat yourself saving pot, so I can just like cash that in this week, I think, to get my hair done, and just like any other little like bits and bobs like that. I might buy a couple new books and stuff just to feel like I'm having a little bit of a reset that also treats myself a little bit and makes me feel good. Next big things that I think would like really help me have like a better well-rounded shape to my life, like I say, is hobbies, and then also honestly exercise, or at least just like movement in some form. Not to sound like that type of like woo-woo person or something, but literally, I kid you not, I don't track my steps because I'm scared to track my steps. I think they'll be under like 1,000. I'm not gonna lie, I don't move, and that's just not good for your brain, let alone like not good for your body, obviously. So the only thing is, right, and I don't know again if any other man feels like this, but I just feel like I can't actually like tackle anything like that because I just can't foresee the time that I'm gonna have, like what I'm gonna be needed for and stuff like that. Like, when do I do a hobby? I have tried in the past 6 months going to like yoga classes and stuff, but honestly, like I just can't keep up with anything, because all it takes is a sick bug or a cold or something, and then you're just like in the survival mode of parenting and stuff, and then once it's like out of a pattern, I feel like I just like don't keep it up. So instead of being like, right, okay, gym membership, like, or class mentorship membership or something like that, I think I'm honestly just going to try and not set goals but build in habits, and then I think that I can actually keep on top of. This might sound sad, but I genuinely might just try to do like a little YouTube video. Like, if I do that after I do the school run, let's not say every morning, but if I've had a good enough sleep, because also like my 14-month-old doesn't always sleep through the night either, let's just say like a YouTube video or a walk or something, so I could like maybe do the school drop off and his childcare drop off and stuff, and then just keep walking a little bit longer than just coming straight home, straight into work, because again, I just feel like I'm constantly like back to back, like, so drop the kids off, get into work, pick the kids up into motherhood, like, and then that's it, and I'm knackered at the end of the day. So yeah, maybe just like pinching 20 minutes or something around that time when it's like I'm already up and out, that could help. Then I could just shower, get ready, get into work, and I've only lost like 20 minutes. Like, I'm pretty sure I spent 20 minutes like doom schooling at some point in the day. Watch this video back and just like laugh at the fact that I don't keep up with this, but honestly, like, I really want to. This is like, I need something to keep me accountable. If anyone has any kind of like, I don't know, is there any good like way of actually keeping yourself accountable to habits and things like that? Like, I genuinely know I want to do it. It's just when it comes to the day itself, you know, I could be due on, or I could have had a really bad sleep or something, and it's just the last thing that I want to do. Let's try and have that happen. I think YouTube video is probably honestly going to be a good one as well, because we're going to get into winter in the last half of this year too, and there is nothing that makes me want to leave the house when it gets to winter. I'm already quite a homebody type of person, but that just goes to a new level. So yeah, we'll go for that. If anyone knows any good like YouTube people to watch that do like good exercise videos that aren't just like either too hard but then too dull. I don't know how to put it. Like, I just want something that's probably going to be quite fun and make me feel good. Do you know what I mean? And then for hobby, I think honestly the hobby, and this might not seem like a hobby to some people, but I just think I need to try and keep up with reading. So I've obviously got a Kindle, because this is amazing, because if I need to like sleep next to the baby and stuff and make sure like he's alright in the night, if I'm awake in the night and I can't get back to sleep, I can have this on dark mode. And I found that I've just like powered through books because of lack of sleep and stuff, but this has honestly been an absolute godsend for me postpartum. And then I've also found it so much better to like go to sleep with than being on my phone and stuff. And then I do have a couple of paperbacks. I really want to get into this series. I think I've had this book honestly for like a good couple of months now, and I've just again put off picking it up, even though I know I'd love it and I know I'd like it as a hobby. I'm like putting off allowing myself to have that time, if that makes sense. So reading, I can either be like amazing at and really on top of reading every day and stuff, or I just fall off and then I find it really hard to get back into. So I think again, just setting a habit of reading every day would be a really good one. I'm literally writing this down to make me do it. If anyone has like gotten into reading like in adulthood, in motherhood and stuff, I used to be absolutely feral for reading because I did English literature at university, so I obviously used to read like all of the time, and I feel like I'm just dipping my toe back into it now and stuff. But if there's anything that you've found helped you keep on top of it, I've heard amazing things about the Fable app, and you can obviously like join people's book clubs and stuff, so I suppose there is like some sort of social element to it. My absolute dream, I'm not gonna lie, would be to be able to do like an in-person book club, or like find someone up north and stuff that has one that I can go along to or something. I think I would absolutely love that. It's just like knowing where to start, I suppose. But yeah, getting back into reading, big goal of mine for the next half of this year. Regularly exercising, and then I wouldn't say it's about like beauty or anything like that, but it's more just like taking time to put effort in for me, like picking out an outfit or like thinking through what I want to wear, instead of like basically most mornings I get ready in the living room because I bring my clothes down because I'm like with the kids getting them dressed for the day, and I'm literally just like whacking on joggers and a top, and then I'm like done. And I don't know, I just want to like have it be time for me and actually enjoy it and stuff. But exercising, reading as a hobby, and then just sort of like effort into me or something, I don't know. Anyway, well, I'll just put effort into myself or something. Now, I know that consistency there is going to pick up and dip as the year goes on and work picks up and then motherhood gets hard and all of that type of stuff. But I just feel like if I can have like a good baseline there, I will be so happy. And I'm starting this today, by the way, and I'm going to start it and actually keep up with it. So I'm either going to start reading this before bed or one of my books on my Kindle that I haven't quite read yet, and I'll let you know which one I go for. Getting my hair done this week. I'm gonna actually try and pick out an outfit that's a bit better. Like today even, like I've just put on joggers and a baggy t-shirt, so I'm gonna try and actually like think through something to wear tomorrow. Maybe do that again at the weekend and not just be in like a t-shirt and joggers again. We'll have a bit of a refresh, bit of a reset on myself, and then we're also going to, next up, dip into my finances, everything around financial goals, looking at everything over the next 6 months, the spending that's coming out, what I want to have like happen and everything for us, and then career. And I'm going to try and be realistic there, because the career for me is the one where I will just like try and tackle way too much and be completely unrealistic against, again, like just life that I have. It's a lush life. I absolutely love my life. It's brilliant, but I need to not see things in isolation and just be like, oh my god, yeah, I can like go for this and pour in like 70 hours worth of work into a week and achieve all of these things. It's not going to happen. So once I've got my like personal goals, all of that, things like that sorted, up and running, then I'll look into finances. I'll break down all of the numbers and be completely transparent, and then we'll get into career goals and what my career and stuff is going to look like. On the career one as well, I'll take you into the office, which is just getting decorated at the minute, and I've been like so scared but so brave on like the paint colour and everything, and I want to show you like what I want to do in there to try and make it like a lovely home office that I can be really productive in, but also really cozy and calm, kind of like my little like sanctuary basically in the house. I'm not much of like a vision boardy type of person, but I might attempt a bit of like a vision board type of thing, and I'm going to show you like what I'm trying to do with that, essentially, with like how the office and desk is laid out and like what I want the decor to be, so that it's like career focused. And that sounds so sad, but like like a bit of like a vision board type of thing basically, I think would be lovely. Now, however, my lunch break is over, so I'm going to get back into work, then school pickup, and then we've got parents' evening this evening as well. So I will see you when we delve into personal finances, getting my hair done, going over career chats, all of that good stuff. Good morning, it is another day on this mid-year reset. We are nearly getting through the week, and as you can probably tell, I have been to get my hair done. I didn't manage to get like vlog clips while I was there. I got a couple on my phone though, and honestly this is the most reset I've felt like since 2025, never mind in 2026. I wish I had just done it sooner. Like I say that with everything though, like any amount of little time that I take as a mum, I'm always just like, oh, I should have done that like weeks ago. I could have squeezed it in. I would have really enjoyed it. It would have made me feel so good. But nevertheless, I'm glad I got it done as part of like a little reset for myself. At the same time though, my hair colours that have lasted me like 9 years, they're just like cheap as chip Babyliss ones, have completely broken, so I can't style this new hair. So I don't really feel like I'm doing it very good justice right now. Like it is just a frizzy mess on my head, but never mind. Today I'm literally ran around like a headless chicken, just cracking on with work. I have one job to send off today, so like one ad for a brand that I think is going live on Instagram. That needs to be sent off, and then I'm trying to get as much filming in as possible today for a Monday morning deadline, because Lord knows I'm not going to be able to film anything with like 2 kids around the weekend, and then just like a few more bits and bobs. So once I have cracked on with a little bit of that, I'm going to sit down, do that editing, do that work. I'm going to dedicate a solid chunk of time today, I'm going to do it, and get into the whole like financial reset, career type of reset, and just really like take a step back and see what I actually want to do. I normally absolutely hate doing stuff like that, but I'm actually quite excited for it. I'm going to try and make it really nice for myself, not make myself overwhelmed, not try and set things that I can't reach and all of that type of stuff. I'm just going to make it a nice little activity. I can maybe even do like a little vision board, like, or even just like create images on a Pinterest board or something, just to like keep me feeling inspired and stuff. I know that sounds cheesy, but I bloody love Pinterest. I love a good scroll, so I'm just gonna like plan a few things in and stuff. Oh my gosh, also you'll be so proud of me. Well, actually maybe not that proud of me, but as part of those little like habits that I set for myself, I thought, right, okay, I'll get started this week. So I got back into reading last night. I do have the physical book for Sparkly Everflame, but I downloaded it on my Kindle because, as you can see, I was reading it in dark mode while getting my son to fall to sleep and my daughter to fall asleep. They both like me to like sit there and hold their hand and stuff so I can just like read away. Read literally like a page or two, and then when I went to go to sleep, I literally didn't even get down the page I was reading and I just fell asleep. So I'm 5% in, so not loads of reading, but at least I'm like getting back into that habit again. I don't actually like have a TBR tracked, anything like that. I literally just like watch loads of book content and save loads of videos and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I should try that book, I should try that book. But maybe if I like set a little TBR or something, or download things, have them in like a TBR folder on here, I might actually like try my way through it. But even as a start, just getting back into like giving myself the hobby of reading, I got in 5% and then completely crashed and fell asleep, but at least it's a start. So that is another little aim for tonight as well. But I will crack on with work, stop yapping away, and come back to you when we are sat down ready to plan out, show you some of the house updates, because most of the money is going to the house. So I will see you then. Okay, work is done. My matcha is looking pretty grim right now. That's finished. So let's get into the financial planning for the next part of the year. I've written down like some things to help me like think of what I actually want to focus on, and I don't know if this, I feel like a lot of stuff that I do when it comes to money, honestly, is more about how I feel about money rather than the actual numbers. Like, whilst obviously the numbers matter, and like us having a certain amount saved, for instance, lets us decorate the bathroom or something like that, I think because my relationship with money began with such an anxious, stressed, fearful place, really my overall aim with like all of my life ahead is to just feel really calm about money and stuff. So I've tried to just like make a couple of little notes around, and I've titled it My Big Fat Finance Reset. And I've just made a couple of notes of things that I want to like ask myself around it. So what do I actually want to save up for in the next half of the year? Like, what would I be happy with either being working towards or like meeting that goal at the end of the year when we get to the end of December? What do I actually want to focus my spending on? This I have to keep myself so in check with, because my mindset can just shift and change like the wind. Like literally one week I'll just be like, oh my god, yeah, let's like go for this, let's like book a holiday or something, let's save for a holiday. And then the next I'm just like, actually, do we want to, like, I just can't make decisions basically. So having that in mind, being a lot more intentional with things I actually want to spend my money on and stuff, that will keep me in check for the next 6 months. Any money squeezes coming up. Now I do this thing, it's literally just in the notes app on my phone, and I just call it a money squeeze calendar, and I literally just jot down anything we have coming up as a family that might like pinch our finances in the month. So that is things like the 6 weeks of my holiday, you know, all of the like childcare camps and little activities and things for my daughter to do and for our son. But anything else like that, birthdays, like Christmas, all of that type of stuff, I just like write in that calendar, and that lets me know like, okay, you can't spend everything in the months running up to that, because you need to have enough now saved for those money squeezes coming up. So I'm just going to check over my money squeeze calendar. Income goals, how do those income goals work around my life? Because I'm self-employed, or like I have my own business doing content, I run my own income, and I have to be very intentional around like what I actually want that to look like, but equally making it realistic for the time that I have. And then, like I say, how do I want to feel about money in the next 6 months, and how do I want the end of the year to feel? Now, if I was to just start off with that last question, I want the end of the year to feel like I have more of a foundation there for myself and for my family than I've ever had before, which really would require like savings and keeping up with trying to invest as much as I can each month. Like, I feel like I would feel successful in everything that I've done in the year with my finances and stuff if I get to this point of being like, oh my gosh, we've got there, like we have this amount of a safety net. And I just think being such a like stable minded, but like I crave financial stability and stuff, and being that type of person, that really would be the aim that I want. So knowing that that's the feeling I want to have at the end of the year, everything else up from that is basically gonna fall into that feeling being the aim, if that makes sense. So things that I want to save up for, first off, is going to be savings that I hope we never have to touch, like maybe bulking up our emergency savings even more, like making sure that we have enough saved just put away, and the same for investing as well. Like that's like really long-term thinking, nothing that is to save up just to be spent. Like decorating the house, for instance, I know I've always said like that's such a priority for us because we would love to really make this house a home, but all of that is like savings that's just gonna get spent again. And I think I need to just like weigh up, okay, how much of that do I actually want to do, and how much of it is actually just for long term, like literally not to spend in the now. Focus my spending on, because we have the 6-week holidays coming up, I'm just gonna say I would really like to focus my spending on being up and out the house. I know that can give you this feeling like you have nothing to show for your money, but I think for us, like operating as a family with young kids and stuff, like if we can get out to the zoo, a little farm, like all of these things, which trust me add up, you can easily spend over £100 in a weekend now, like easily. So I'm gonna have to reel it in a little bit, but I think if I get to the end of the year and I feel like we have so many, not to sound cheesy, but like so many memories we've been able to give our kids, like a really, I don't know, fulfilled. Like of course there's going to be days where we are playing at home, that's why we have a million toys downstairs like taking over our house and stuff. Like of course there's going to be things like that, but I think instead of being like, oh, okay, I really want to have a ton more books, or I want to have loads of new summer clothes or something, I will just keep all of that pared back, I think, for summer, and just really focus on being out the house, being up and out, lots of trips, lots of activities and stuff. That's at least in the near future. And then it'll get to like Halloween, Christmas saving up and all of that type of stuff, back to school, like I've got to buy all the uniform and everything for back to school. So just there'll be a lot going out anyway without even adding like a whole new layer to our spending basically. So I think I need to just like chill on thinking of new things to spend on, and actually just have it be, I think, really just like family focused and experiential, and that is probably going to be my aim. I typically keep to around about £400 a month spending on things like that, so I would be happy with having it be around that much. I just know that in the summer holidays it's going to go up though, so I'm just going to make a note, and I will like obviously chat this through with my fiance and stuff, but potentially like that miscellaneous spending, like just spending here and there in the day and stuff, I wonder if we like bump that up to maybe 500 or 600 or something, which might sound like a lot, but say if we are doing like 2 trips out in the week or something, and then the rest of the days like playing in the house and stuff, that's still a big week to fill. Like we have 6 lots of 7 days to fill here. So I just want to make sure that I'm not being naive in my planning of how that spending's actually going to look, if that makes sense. So I think that big saving aim of like, okay, let's try and have as much invested as I possibly can. Let's try and have as much of like a comfort blanket and everything there for us by the end of the year, and that will make me feel like I've ticked off a big goal and stuff. Again, in the same vein, I feel like if we were at least part of the way there, of like maybe in 2027 being able to tackle some of the bigger rooms in the house, well, not bigger rooms, but the more expensive rooms to actually do and manage, like a bathroom. Like I feel like if we could be nearly of the way there to have the bathroom fully ripped out and redone, which is going to be big, not only in the expense of like handyman and stuff, but obviously tiles, shower, sink, like everything. I don't even know how much something like that costs. I'm sure it's going to be over like £5,000 or something. So I might just have it as an aim to be, and again, I'm trying to do like softer goals here so that I'm not just setting myself up for feeling like I've failed. So I'm just going to say like well on the way or something, or like on the way to having savings for a bathroom renovation. And to be honest with that, what I might actually do, I have my like saving pots in Monzo that you will have seen it on my payday routine, but I might actually just literally like separate one out for bathroom and then put like a dream picture from like a Pinterest mood board that I have for the house and put that as like the image, and then we can both just work towards having like that single room ticked off, because that's going to be one of the biggest spends for the house that we've ever done. Everything else has just been honestly like buying new furniture and painting, blinds and stuff, but I feel like if we were to be just have a separate space for that saving, that could be really good. We'll create that today and I will have that be a thing that I add to over the next 6 months, and we'll just see how much I'm able to build, how much we're able to get close to maybe like a 5,000-ish mark or something. By the way, if I'm being absolutely ridiculous and thinking that it's going to be around £5,000 and it's actually going to be like 10, please tell me. I have no clue. I just honestly, I feel like since I became a homeowner, which I know I'm very lucky and very grateful to have become a homeowner when we did. So much of this is down to luck, by the way. We'll not give you the long story. Anyway, the fact that we even have like this house, even though it's not the biggest house, it's not got that like kitchen extension, all of that type of thing, like an island and stuff. It's a very normal house, but the fact that we even have it, I'm absolutely so grateful for. But the cost in creating a home out of that house is through the roof. Like when I see these Instagram accounts and stuff and they are just like on room after room in this like renovation journey, I'm just like, how the hell? Not even in the expense, but it's all of the like admin and the sorting it out and the decisions. Like every single thing is a decision, and I just like, I need time off of that. So yeah, I'll go down actually and I'll show you what's happening with the house at the minute, and then I think from that point I'll explain it. We're gonna have like a bit of a break and we'll just save basically. And then the next thing that I need to like plan out and map out and stuff is my income goals. And this is where sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like with life in the juggle, it can be really tricky. So I'm even just thinking across like the 6 weeks holiday, what will I like be able to do? What will I be able to achieve and stuff? So what I've actually done for like my company and everything is I've set it up so that I essentially just keep running across July, August, and then in September, I'm launching like a bigger part of my business essentially, which is mentorship for content. And basically I used to work in marketing in brand side and stuff, and then now I do content and stuff. So I'm bringing this new like content mentorship program out, which I cannot wait to do. So I have to like work along that behind the scenes, but at least I've got quite a bit of time to like finish it up. I've worked on it for ages now, so that'll just be like hopefully easily managed along the way across July and August, and I will keep doing like my regular content, my regular jobs and things. That will then go live in September. And then if you don't know how like the content creation space and stuff works, basically Q4 is like the busiest time. I mean, it's the busiest time for anyone who worked in marketing. Literally when I was in my marketing job before doing this, you were just running around when it was Q4, like that run up to Christmas and stuff. It can be really, I'm like, yeah, it can be intense. So that is always the busiest time for like my business and stuff and like booking jobs and things. So I feel like if I can just make myself relax a bit across summer and actually just take a bit of a step back, a bit of a breather, just post my regular content, and then because my daughter will be back to school in September, it's almost this like back to school feeling for me, I guess. Like September will be when things pick up again and get started, and we'll be all guns blazing in Q4. So again, trying to keep goals realistic and goals that I can actually achieve. I'm basically going to set myself like basically just consistency across July and August, and then a jump up, like a spike up in at least September, October time that will hopefully run till December. I would love for December to be more chilled than it was last year because it's the busiest time. I think when you're working in content and you're on this side of it, you're basically at like the execution point. So like this brand has worked on this campaign for however many weeks, however many months, and then you get pulled in at the end to go live as the creator. And it might be just a creator campaign, or there's likely like some other campaign activity and stuff happening, so you're kind of like one of the last pieces of the puzzle, which can mean that when it gets to you as a creator, it's super fast paced. Like it's like, this is the go live date, this needs to happen like now, and it's super quick turnaround. So December, even though you can feel like you need to just like chill, spend time with family, half term's coming up, Christmas is coming up and stuff, there can still be quite a lot to like tie up and get done and everything like that. So I think I might aim to, like, if I do as successfully as I hope I'll do in September, October, November, I might actually try to just have like a break from booking jobs in December. Like if I can not work across anything and stuff, I think that would be genuinely really lovely. And maybe even have, like, as much as I don't like to take a break from actually posting content, because I do just love it and I love posting it and stuff, if I can just like maybe pre-film some stuff, or I don't know, something that just lets me be like off my phone that bit more with family and stuff, I think that would be really, really nice. So I feel like I've just completely yapped away at you. I would love to do like more of a career breakdown and stuff, like how I work as a creator, like what I'm building and stuff. Honestly, just sometimes talking it through actually helps me as well. Like I'm actually like even in doing this, but because I'm not just sat on my laptop and I'm like chatting to you about it as well, I'm like making sense of it as I speak, and it's so helpful. But I would love to explain. I know that a lot of people are either like in content and like, or are wanting to work in it and stuff, and my career in content has shifted so much since I began. Like I literally treat it no different to how I tracked my career before, which happened to be in content marketing. So I kind of have applied the same mindset to it, everything that I want to achieve, how I map out my goals and stuff, so that, I don't know, I feel like it really helps me with working on my own as well, and being like, right, okay, like I pretend I have a manager or a boss, and I'm just like, this needs to be done by this day, this needs to be done by this day, here are your OKRs. Well, maybe not to that extent, because not being in corporate life is nice, but giving it some sort of frame and some sort of like motivation and aims and stuff has honestly helped me out so much. Even though I'm not one of the biggest creators, not to sound crass when I say this, I do earn incredibly well for what I do and for what I've built, and so much of that has come from being super intentional with my thinking around content, and basically just trying to run with this opportunity literally as much as I can and build a solid business out of it. So I have one part-time employee, I have an editor, I bring in consultants and stuff for what I'm building, and it's really exciting. It's like a pinch me moment every single day. I absolutely love it. So yeah, if you want any more of a like deep dive into that and what I'm like mapping out for the next half of the year and stuff, I would absolutely love to go into it. But just overall, I'm basically going to survive the 6 weeks of my holidays. I'm going to enjoy it and be more around family and actually just keep everything ticking over, and then I'm going to have this sort of like back to school, back to work feeling in September, have everything set up to launch and go in September for what I'm offering, and then October, November, December should be basically like my busiest time as a creator, but then also in that like creative business that I'm building essentially. And that should be everything. The only other thing, like honestly, I kind of almost feel like I've failed out, or I've just not really like had run in the same way that I thought I would have in this year, but again, that's like me needing to set more realistic goals and stuff, was basically I wanted to bring in this arm of what I do, like this branch of what I do, and offer consultancy for brands again. So obviously used to be in brand and agency, now we're creating myself, and I was just like, I would absolutely love to probably have my marketing hat on, but not for me, for like a brand again and stuff. And I've had a couple of clients which has been absolutely fantastic. Like I love it. I love this that I do as well, but it's been so nice to have that like switch in mentality too. But weirdly, I thought that carving out stability from my content would be the hardest thing to achieve. Now my content income is more stable, and that is like the thing that I'm trying to create stability from as well, and something that I'm like, I can only put so much time into and everything. And so I haven't necessarily like pitched for clients or, you know, grown on LinkedIn or done any of that. Like I can only do so much and like put out so much content. I'm not a machine. So I was thinking at first, like when I sat down, like should I be aiming to have more clients on to do them like content marketing or their influencer strategies and stuff. But honestly, I think I need to kind of step back from from that a little bit and almost just have it naturally flow. Like if brands see what I post on Instagram, see the business of content and stuff, and think that I could do an amazing job, which like the couple that I have worked with have came to me on, I think working on that basis for now would be best, because you can only like put your efforts into so much, and not everything can be a priority, otherwise you're going to have no priorities at all. And as much as like that is an amazing thing to work on, it's more so for my interest and for my like enjoyment in working in it, and in working in a different way, like being kind of like in a team again and all of that type of stuff. Again, not to sound crass, but that is not the money maker really. That takes up so much more time and so much more work, like so much more work for far less than like what I can get from my own content. It's just that I really like enjoy it, and I was like, that would be so fab to do this year. So I feel like I need to not just make decisions based off of what I want to do, and like actually try and be smart with it a bit, because we're going to have such a like intense family time. My partner will likely be working away again, and we don't know the dates yet and stuff, and then there's the 6 weeks holiday. Like I can only give myself to so much, so I think I'm always going to jump at any opportunity that comes my way. But I think if I was to go out there and put so much effort and time into building up a LinkedIn presence, getting clients and stuff, I think I'd be taking myself off into a different direction that will result in this like content business income structure that is actually a lot more time heavy than maybe what I'll even be able to give when it comes to November, when work becomes so busy. So that's what's in my wee brain here. So yeah, let's get downstairs now and I will show you the office that's just a bit of a dumping ground. But anyway, I'll show you that, and I'll show you what's happening next week in the house as well. Okay, so a bit of a change in mood in the house and stuff, but this is the room that just got painted last week. This is going to be our like home office. It was my son's nursery because it's like a pretty small box room. It's like that new build box room basically. He's now in the bigger room. His room got done a couple of months ago. Then it's my daughter's room and stuff, and then this is like going to be the home office type of thing. So we don't have anywhere for like guests to stay and stuff, but with us both working from home, it just makes sense to utilize it as an office. And I went quite brave. The doors now look annoyingly white and new buildy, so I think I might paint the doors. But I went for this Farrow and Ball Silken Room pink, and I love it. It's so calming but dark and cozy. It's just got a lovely feel to it now, and it's just nice not having, I mean, we've lived in this house for 3 years with like the starkest, whitest walls and stuff, so it's just nice to have a bit of like character and personality. This wall here, let me turn you around a little bit. This wall here is like panelled on the bottom, and then we have like that picture rail, dado rail thing going all around. I was supposed to panel the entire room, however I didn't buy enough panels, so he was like, I literally only have enough to do a bottom of a wall, and I was like, what do you mean? Because I've spent like £300 on wood. But yes, I didn't measure it out first, and also I was just like, I can't spend more right now. So one day I think we will get the rest of this panelled and stuff, maybe just on the bottom and leave the top, to be honest. But the next thing is to paint the hallway, and basically across this room we need so much more stuff. Like, it's bare, it's plain. There's like a bookcase from B&M in the corner here. I've got my like cheap IKEA desk just here. I'll quickly show you with this massive monitor on. And yeah, I would love for it to be a bit more fleshed out, have photos on the wall, a nicer desk and stuff. I have so much that I want to do in this room, but I think what I'm going to focus on is actually just getting paint on walls, the paneling and stuff done, more so around the house, and then we will just chip away at new furniture as time goes on. I don't know if you've noticed, but up in our bedroom I have broken drawers that I've had for about 2 years because I got them on Facebook Marketplace, like 2 sets of drawers for £25. It just takes time. You just go with what you can at the minute and stuff, and there's like literally there is just so much to buy. Like, we need new drawers in my son's room. I'm going to try and sort out this cupboard here, which I don't know if I should show you but wait a second. Okay, it's quite dark, but like this cupboard here, it needs a good clear out. We need a good declutter and stuff, so that's going to end up being like kids' clothes storage, and I'll do drawers and stuff at the bottom. But Oh my god, maybe my next video should just be a good declutter of the house because it needs it. And then just out this door here is the hallway. So we are going to have the banister taken off next week, paneling done on the bottom, and then like another quite deep dark colour. I don't want to make the house too dark, but I think I'm just like reacting to it being so like bright and white over the past 3 years. We'll have like a nice bright colour on the bottom of the hallway and then like a deeper tone on top, pictures up and stuff. And that is going alone. It's probably going to cost us honestly close to like £800 to £1,000 because we aren't DIYing any of this house because we don't have time. So what we save for in time with our work and with the kids and stuff, we obviously pay for, but it's a worth it trade-off to us basically. Also, I can't DIY. I can't DIY to save my life. It would literally fall apart this house if I tried to. So that is where we're at and where we need to go. Next week is just going to probably be a massive sorting out of everything week. I think I'm solo parenting. Well, my partner's working away next week, so I will do a little weekly vlog showing you how much I managed to get done in the house, what the hallway transformation looks like. I can properly show you while the kids are at childcare and stuff because I can hear little Harrison's just woken up from his nap and I'm still in my pajamas. So I'm gonna go get ready now and then I will be back to give you a good like chunk of a weekly vlog and stuff, getting a lot of stuff sorted in the house. I think would be nice, maybe. But yeah, that's the little mid-year reset done. I feel so much clearer on things. I think I will get going with a little bit of a vision board and stuff maybe later on tonight. I can show you in next week's vlog how that ended up looking and stuff. And then I'll try my best to keep up with reading, doing a little bit of a YouTube exercise thing on a morning, and stop saying no to taking a bit of time for myself, whether it's getting my hair done, whether it's just going for a little walk, sitting down with a cup of coffee. I think that is the reset mentality that I need to take into the next half of the year. So thank you so much for doing this mid-year reset with me. Let me know anything that you're resetting in July so that you can end the year feeling as good as you can about the whole year. And if you've liked this chatty little video while I sort my life out, please do subscribe, please do follow along, and I will see you next week for what we managed to get up to next week, probably mainly focusing on the house. I'll see you, bye.